All right, this video is about how to catch crabs with your family. So our family recently went to Newport, Oregon to catch some crabs, and it was awesome. So I wanted to give you some information on how to do it yourself. First, you are going to go online to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife to get your one-day fishing license so that you can legally catch these crabs. So you're going to scroll down to buy a license, and then you are going to look for the license that says one-day angling and shellfish license. It only costs about $23. It's all done online, so it's pretty slick. Next, you are going to go to one of the piers in Newport. It is gorgeous out there, and there are tons of people out there already crabbing. You can tell that you have found a good spot for crabbing when you look at the wood on your pier and you can see these notches that have been worn by ropes. These have been worn by other people who have been pulling their crab pots up and down out of the water. So we had a great spot. Next, you will need, this is called a crab pot or a crab net. This is what you use to catch the crabs. So you're going to need to find one of these online, or there are shops that you can rent them from. Next, you will need some bait down in the bottom of this crab pot or net. We chose to buy some chicken drumsticks because we read online that they work well, and they really do. We've also seen some other things like bacon or like a skinned mink. Now, quite a few people will zip tie their bait to the bottom of the crab pot or crab net, which works really well. We happened to have a bait bag, so we put our chicken in that bait bag, which also worked fairly well. Now you are going to want to throw that crab pot or net as far as you can off of your pier into the water. It's going to sink down to the bottom, and it's going to lure all of those little crabs into the net. Make sure it is tied to the pier so you are not going to lose it. You want that rope to be slack. It should not be pulled taut. And now you need to set a 10 to 15 minute timer and just wait. Unfortunately, you can't see much down there, so you just wait. Once your timer goes off, it's time to pull it up. So oftentimes we pulled up our crab pot and there was nothing in there, but when we did pull it up and there were a few crabs, it was really exciting. If you do have crabs, set your crab pot down and let those crabs crawl their way out of the netting. They can get kind of caught up in the netting, which is annoying. Now, you can get two different types of crabs. The one on the right that the kid is touching is called a red rock crab. Now, you can take any and all of the red rock crabs that you find, up to 24, home with you. Most people just keep the largest ones because they have the most meat. Let's talk about the crab on the left. That purpley white crab is called a Dungeness crab. There are some rules around these crabs. First off, they have to be 5 3/4 inches wide, so that's about the width of a dollar bill. Next, they can only be male. You cannot take the female ones home. So you need to pick this thing up to determine if it's male or female. I would suggest having some hardy gloves on and picking it up from the back, the side that does not have those little pinchers. The crab is going to curl its little back legs around your hand as you're picking it up, just to kind of steady it, which isn't painful. It's just a little bit sharp, so it's good to have that glove on. Once you finally pick up that crab, flip it over and look at its tummy. So if it is a male Dungeness crab, it's going to have kind of a thin triangle on its stomach. If it's female, it's going to have a big, wide, fat triangle. It kind of looks like a marshmallow man to me. So just to review quickly, you can keep only the males, which have this long, thin triangle on their tummies, not the females, which look like the marshmallow man. So our Dungeness crab was a female. We had to throw her back. So it's pretty simple to throw them back. Just pull your hand back and give them a good toss. I think our female crab enjoyed her little route back down to the bottom of the ocean. Blub, blub, blub. So after that, you can throw your nets back in and off you go again. Keep the crabs that you want to take home in a cooler or some sort of a bucket, and get some more crabs. I hope you have a great time crabbing with your family.